They thought the story ended in the pit. They thought the dream died in the dust. They thought silence meant abandonment. But heaven was only quiet because it was busy arranging timing. Joseph was young when God trusted him with a dream too heavy for his season. A dream that revealed authority before responsibility, elevation before maturity, destiny before process. And that dream became the beginning of his warfare. Scripture says he dreamed, and he spoke. And sometimes the danger is not the dream, but the timing of the mouth. For there are visions that must be incubated in silence before they are announced in power. As the elders say, the egg that is cracked too early never becomes a bird. The coat his father gave him was not the problem. The favor it represented was. Because favor exposes difference, and difference provokes envy. Proverbs tells us that wrath is cruel and anger is outrageous. But who can stand before envy? Envy does not fight you openly. It plots patiently. And so blood turned against blood, brothers against brother, destiny against jealousy. Joseph was stripped not just of clothing, but of identity. Thrown into a pit where no sermon was preached, no angel appeared, and no explanation was given. This is where faith is tested beyond shouting. Because it is easy to believe God when the sky opens, but it takes ancient faith to trust Him when the heavens are silent. The pit was not deep because of its depth. It was deep because of its quiet. Yet the pit could not swallow what God planted. Because the same ground that receives seed also receives pain. And pain, when surrendered, becomes purpose. Sold into slavery, Joseph entered Egypt with no language, no family, no reputation, and no control. But what chains could bind his body could not bind the presence of God upon him. Scripture records a dangerous sentence, and the Lord was with Joseph. Not before the pit, not after the palace, but inside slavery. God does not wait for comfort to manifest presence. He reveals himself most strongly in places where survival demands grace. Joseph served faithfully where he was planted. And here lies a mystery of the kingdom. God promotes men who serve well in spaces they did not choose. Excellence in obscurity is the currency of destiny. But integrity is expensive, and Joseph paid its price when false accusation placed him in prison. A righteous man punished for purity. A faithful servant imprisoned for obedience. This is where many believers collapse, because we assume that obedience guarantees comfort. But Scripture never promised comfort. It promised purpose. The prison was not a setback. It was a classroom, because before God crowns a man publicly, He disciplines him privately. Before He gives influence, He teaches restraint. Before authority, humility. Before elevation, emotional mastery. As the African elders say, the one who will carry the crown must first carry the load. Years passed. Days bled into nights. Prayers echoed without response. Joseph interpreted dreams for others, yet his own remained unfulfilled. He helped men escape their prisons, but remained behind bars himself. And this is the deepest test of faith, when your gift blesses others while your life appears stuck. 2 full years passed after the cupbearer forgot him. 2 years of silence. 2 years of unanswered hope. 2 years where heaven seemed unmoved. But God was not late. God was precise. Because destiny does not move by desperation. It moves by timing. Then in one night, a king dreamed. And what chains could not do, timing accomplished effortlessly. In one day, Joseph shaved. In one day, clothes changed. In one day, status shifted. Because when God decides to lift a man, no system can slow it down. From prisoner to prime minister. From rejected to required. From forgotten to global relevance. But the greatest miracle was not the palace. It was the heart. When Joseph faced the brothers who destroyed his youth, he did not revenge. He revealed revelation. You meant it for evil, he said, but God meant it for good. Only healed men speak like that. Only processed men forgive like that. Only those who understand divine orchestration see pain as instruction. Joseph realized something eternal, that destiny is not about elevation alone, but about preservation. God did not raise him for comfort. God raised him to save nations. And this is the wisdom of heaven. God hides men before He reveals them, breaks men before He builds them, delays men before He displays them. If you are waiting, you are not forgotten. If you are hidden, you are not rejected. If it feels slow, it is because it must be strong. For Scripture says, better is the end of a thing than its beginning. And the elders agree. The river that reaches the sea forgets the stones that cut it. Hold your faith. Honor the process. Trust the timing. Because the same God in the pit is the God on the throne. And when he finishes with you, even your pain will testify.